So today is the Q&A session, yeah? Good. Bante, we understand from Dhamma talk that Metta Bhavana dedication is for living beings. In the past, we go to the funeral parlor, we used to radiate Metta to the departed ones. So in this scenario, if we may seek Bante's advice, what will be the appropriate when we are attending wake services and at the funeral parlor? Okay. Now, of course, in the funeral thing, one thing is that I'm a monk, but I'm not expert in all this funeral thing. Sometimes people thought that all monks are all expert in all this funeral thing. You think that we all sai gong, to do all this type of thing. We think that we know everything about all funeral. Sometimes I'm very mong cha cha what to do. But nevertheless, since I'm a monk, I've been to a number of funeral and so on. Not to say that we totally do not know, but I've seen really pro monks to do all these funeral services. They are really, especially when I went into Thailand, when certain certain centers, they have a cremation inside the temple ground, the cremation inside the temple ground. So there are monks who provide these services for the one who are the living ones, and also of course to the dead, to the departed ones. They provide, and because of that, they are so pro in all these type of things. So I pick up a thing or two, of course. But I'm not so interested in all these things. But nevertheless, sometimes we do this service also. So in this scenario, okay, now let us go back to this metta thing. So is it appropriate to radiate metta to the departed ones? No, it is not appropriate to radiate metta to the departed one. It is appropriate to develop the metta for the living ones. Now, if let's say you are in a funeral parlor, this is what you can do. You can radiate metta to the living ones, those people who come here, those people who come for the funeral, whether they are the close relatives, whether they are friends and family members and so on, you can radiate to them. But for the departed ones, we don't directly do the metta to the departed one in this way. But another way we can do, we can radiate metta to wherever he or she has been reborn. That means he has been take rebirth, whether in the happy planes of existence or towards the unhappy planes of existence. We can radiate metta that's connected to the departed one, but he's already or she's already so-called alive there. Then we can radiate metta to that being wherever he is or wherever she is. So we cannot do it to the corpse and do it to this one. So that's another way for you to turn around the thing. Then that will be appropriate. And of course, usually is the funeral is usually the main thing is the sharing of merits and so on. They're offering something, sharing of merits, that would be very good. Usually the sharing of merits is the main thing. But nevertheless, since if you want to do some metta also, then as I said, not to the departed ones, but you can do it to where he or she has been reborn to whichever planes of existence. Okay?